was entering active duty in the Air Force in the late 80s, and they were looking for people to join in or be part of the weather career field in the Air Force. And so I did that, got out in 1992 and got hired by the National Weather Service in Northern California and was a meteorologist there for about 8 years. I moved to Pocatello, Idaho to be part of that weather office. The position was open and I volunteered for it. And that was in 2001, and I've been doing it. This is my 25th season.
I'm Alex Melitsis. I'm an Australian meteorologist at the Australian Government's Bureau of Meteorology, kind of like the National Weather Service, but for Australia. And I joined there in 2011 and did a year of meteorologist training, and then was posted to Hobart in Tasmania, which is the island to the south of the main island of Australia. And I've been there ever since. I'm in America now at NIFC as a meteorologist supporting NIFC operations for a month. So I've had a few days off and I thought I'd come down and see a fire camp here in America. And you guys go all out. It's a huge thing and it's been fantastic. So I've been with Jack the whole time and just watching how Jack briefs the various parts of the incident management team here. Yeah, it's reasonably similar, except this is a lot bigger than anything I've seen in Australia. And you actually have a meteorologist embedded in the incident management team. We don't often do that in Australia, so that's been really amazing. And
weather is a part of a sort of a three-legged stool that fire behavior relies on. And so weather is one leg. The other two are the terrain topography, the shape of the land, and then the other is the fuel conditions. Well, weather is constantly changing, not only from day to day, but hour to hour. My reason for being here is firefighter safety. Answer any sort of questions from any of the elements of the incident management team or the operators who, if they want to do, for instance, a burnout operation where they're going to put fire on purposely to make sure that the fire doesn't cross that barrier, create a fire break. They want to know, are the winds favorable for doing this? Is the humidity favorable? Is there any other risk we have? So it affects a lot of things on the incident. Well, a typical day starts very early, around 5:30. Actually, before that, one of the first people up in the morning just to look and see if the forecast I made last night still looks good. And then at 6 o'clock, I brief everybody at the operations briefing. Then I have time from the mid-morning to the early afternoon to work on the next forecast for the next day. I might have to go out, if it's a thunderstorm-free day, I'll go out and install weather stations. We have access to portable weather stations that we can put anywhere on a fire. It's all powered by a solar panel, and then it has a transmitter that transmits the data up to a satellite, and then I can grab it online as long as I have internet access out here at the fire. Since fires can happen anywhere, and weather stations are usually at fixed positions, the Bureau of Land Management back in the early 80s came up with an idea of a portable weather station that was solar powered, and in the early 80s it was only the information was only accessible by radio, but by the turn of the century they started using satellite transmitters that would hit a satellite, bring the information down, and so we could get it automatically every hour. We didn't have to be there manually trying to listen on the radio to what the portable weather station was observing. That'll give me more information, and those you can even communicate with a radio. And if there's a division supervisor or a crew boss out there who wants to know what the weather's actually doing at that time, and if the weather station's close within line of sight, he can actually trigger it to broadcast on his radio frequency, and he can know exactly right now what the temperature is, relative humidity, what the winds are doing at that station. So
we have similar technology back in Australia. So looking at what's currently happening, we've been monitoring the various weather stations around the vicinity to see what the winds and the relative humidity and the rainfall's been doing. We've also been monitoring real-time satellite imagery and radar to monitor storms coming in and to try and time them and let firefighters know when those storms are likely to impact and when they will leave the area. We also look at high-resolution weather modelling, and that will actually pick out thunderstorms and rainfall, and so we're using that for the forecast and for monitoring what will happen in the future. And then we're looking at longer-term models to see what will happen over the next week or so as well, to have a longer-term idea of how the fire might pan out.
Both the Australian firefighting community and the American firefighting community have had a long-standing exchange program. We send firefighters down to Australia in the winter months for the United States, and then Australian crews have come up here and assisted with firefighting efforts in the States during our summer.